Let's do another problem, another example of this. Suppose we have this formula. Okay? We write out our logical crosshairs. Each of the individual simple statements goes in the upper left. The formula goes in the upper right. We fill out our guide columns. There are 3 letters, so n equals 3. Number of rows, 2 to the n, would be 2 to the third, so now we have 8 rows. We alternate true, false, true, false, true, false, then true, true, false, false, then true, 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 false, 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 like so. The first thing we do now is copy over those truth values from our guide columns underneath each of those individual letters so that we have them right there. We're not looking back and forth. We're not switching our attention. We're not making stuff up. We're just mechanically following our procedure. Now, we're in a position to evaluate our truth table. So pause the video, see if you can do the truth table, then start the video, see how you did. We're going to start like little logical insects inside our little logical onion. Inside the most brackets, we have our dot. So we'll start with our dot. It's number 1. Our rule for the dot is, again, if you can't say it, rehearse it. Dot or conjunction, only true when they're both true. So that means looking under P, looking under A, applying that rule for the dot, we get the following. True when they're both true, number 1. False for the next 3. Then true when they're both true, number 5. False for the next 3. Now we've got the truth value for this formula, every different way the world could be. It's the consequent of a conditional, so we step outside of the brackets now. Here's our antecedent, x. Our consequent is everything inside the brackets, so we look under that dot, the last thing we did inside the brackets. So we're looking here, we're looking here. See if you can fill out the truth table if you haven't already for that horseshoe. Our rule for the horseshoe says only way to make a conditional statement false is if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. So we look here under our dot, under our x, and we fill out our truth table under the horseshoe. First one, they're both true, so it's true. Second one, antecedent true, consequent false, so it's false. Same for the next 2. Then we get down here. Anytime an antecedent is false, the conditional statement is true, so all of these are true. This is our main connective here, so this is the truth value for this whole formula, every different way the world could be. Let's do one more. Suppose we have this formula. Again, we put in our logical crosshairs. H and Y, our simple statement letters, go upper left. Our formula, upper right. Our guide columns, bottom left. We have 2 letters. 2 to the n is 2 to the second is 4. We alternate off true, false, true, false, true, true, false, false, and we get this. Once we've got that, then we copy the truth values down from our guide column so we have them right there in our formula. We don't have to look back and forth. We don't make mistakes. Right here for our H, right here for our H, right here for our Y, and right here for our Y. Now, pause the video. Try to fill out the truth table. Then start the video. See how you did in comparison to me. So now, again, we're little logical insects inside a little logical onion. We start with the connectives inside the most brackets. In this case, we have our triple bar inside some brackets. We have our wedge inside some brackets. So we can do either one of these. I'm going to do this one first, then I'll do this one, then I'll do the final one here. So our rule for the triple bar, again, if you can't say it, rehearse it. You need to know this. So triple bar is true whenever the truth values are the same, both true or both false. Whenever they're different, it's false. So now we'll start here with our triple bar. We fill out our truth values in accordance with our rule for the triple bar. Now we go over to our wedge. Our rule for the wedge is, again, if you can't say it, rehearse it. The only way to make a disjunction false is if both of the disjuncts are false. So now we look under our Y, we look under our H, we fill out our truth table. True, true is true. True, false, true. False, true, true. Only when they're both false, that last row is the wedge or the disjunction false. So now we've got our truth value for this formula. We've got our truth value for this formula. This one's under 2, under our wedge. This one's under 1, under our triple bar. Now we've got a conjunction. It says all of this and all of this. So we look under our triple bar. We look under our wedge. We use our rule for the dot. Conjunction is only true if they're both true. So now we fill out that column under our dot here. Both true on the first. At least one is false on every other row. So true, false, false, false. Again, this is the main connective. And so as a result, that's the truth value for our formula, every different way the world could be. In our next module, we're going to use our truth tables to determine what kind of logical formula we have.